No, I really feel like this is some breaking news stuff. Like, I feel like we need to come in with some heat after those intros.
I mean,
well, technically, right. You guys, we got shooters in Seattle. I wanted to say that. Sorry, but now on a
not
serious
active.
Note, I know. I'm so sorry, guys.
Let's be careful.
Oh, geez, Louise, my insensitivity. Showing. Okay, bye. Ooh, all right, you guys. So over the weekend, I think about 12 or so people have been shot. That's a dozen. And 4 people are dead after the violence this past weekend, which is, I feel like, pretty uncharacteristic for Seattle. And just on the 25th alone, within the span of like 3 hours, 3 deaths occurred and 5 were wounded, all related to shootings and gun violence. So, yes. And also, here's another thing that I want people to know. Friday was the full moon. And so I feel like it just all kind of started on Friday night and spilled into the weekend. People be acting crazy when the moon does what it does, okay? Okay, so you guys, on Friday night around like 9:40, the first shooting was reported. It was in like the Roosevelt neighborhood. They found a deceased male in a vehicle, and they still have not identified any suspects at this time. So they have no idea what was going on there, why. They just responded because they heard gunshots. Then around 1:45, there was a fight at Ohana's in Belltown. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with that place, but it's pretty popular. They do like Hawaiian food and they're known for karaoke. There was a fight that broke out there that spilled out onto the streets, which then resulted in the death of 1 man. And they do have 2 suspects already in custody related to that incident. And then, do you guys know where Occidental Square Park is?
Absolutely.
Yes. So around 2:30, Occidental Square Park in Seattle, another shooting occurred that left 2 people dead and 3 people injured. Like, I have no idea what happened here, but it sounded like a full-on shootout. That was the most violent of the incidents. And of course, you know, there's like fingers being pointed about like where it happened and whatnot, because it did kind of span over a few blocks. But there was gunshots around Trinity nightclub as well as the Underground. You know, and a lot of the locals are really upset and scared after this one. You know, a lot of them are like, I can't even take my dog out to use the restroom safely anymore, like without needing to duck for cover. And then there was another shooting, non-life-threatening, around 3:30. And then there was a pickup game of basketball at Cal Anderson Park at 4:40 in the morning that resulted in somebody getting shot.
First of all,
I'm only laughing just because 4:40 in the morning? Why are y'all playing a pickup game of basketball?
And why are you that angry that early? Like,
thank you.
What? I mean, I get it. I'm not a morning person, so I wouldn't be out there playing pickup at 4:40 in the morning.
You know,
but like, yes. What is happening? And that all happened in the same like 24 hours,
right? Like, yes,
Friday going into Saturday.
Correct.
Goodness, Seattle, what is happening?
It was a mess. It was a mess. No, I'm so sorry. Friday, Saturday into Sunday was when a lot of the mess happened. Yes. So
basically all weekend.
Naturally, you know, the city is irritated and they want a resolution. They're tired of this. I attached this information that I had found online about in King County alone, there's been 196 people shot just between January and June for 6 months. And that figure represents almost a 50% increase over the average for the same 6 month span. So like, people are out here just, the world's opened back up again. And I'm just like acting a fool and wildin'. And Shantae, did we not call this?
Yeah. I was just going to say that it's interesting that this is happening because when we had Charmin on, she asked, like, do you think you're ready to go back out? And do you think everybody else is? And I was like, no, I don't think that we even know how to interact with each other anymore. And I think that people are going to be more violent because they're just going to be quicker to, you know, anger and temper.
Snap. Yeah, they'll snap faster.
Look at this.
Yeah. No,
Use your words. Why are we using guns?
No, I totally agree. You know, and another thing that they pointed out after all of this happened was that, you know, interim police chief Diaz, who took over for Carmen, the county's surging violence and his shrieking police force is really making the department stretch thin. So he said that 300 officers over the last 2 years have left SPD or have left, and I don't know if that's, I don't know if that's due to like people choosing different careers just because of the whole, you know, bye to the police thing that's going on, or if it's due to people choose to leave police departments all the time just because they don't necessarily like what the police department's doing or where they're going. So they could just be like transferring out to the police departments, not necessarily no longer police officers. But yeah, so keep that in mind. Like
that's interesting. That really backs that cause to like not defund the police because they're like, we're short-staffed right now.
But listen,
what's happening because we're short-staffed.
Exactly. They're trying, right. But listen, so Durkin also said that, well, the city of Seattle anyways, said that they're trying to do more to curb gun violence. And so they're trying to start like, the money that they're donating was about like 10.4 million. The money that they're donating is going to get distributed to, you know, 33 organizations that are supposed to help use the money to increase safety in communities of color, whatever that means.
I was going to say, what does that even mean? What are they going to do?
But also they're trying to create a pilot program called the King County Regional Peacekeepers Collective, which I think is going to be another approach to
militia.
No.
Yo, that's what it sounds like. What are they gonna do?
I think it's gonna be like maybe like another option to call instead of the police, in the case of like nonviolent issues or crimes or like maybe mental crises. You know, I don't know. You know what I mean? Because you don't need to call the police for every freaking thing.
Right.
Yeah, let's just go to the basketball courts and play basketball at 4 a.m. That's a good peacekeeping way.
You know, I mean, exactly.
Is that what we're trying to do?
But yeah, you know, so we'll see how this plays out and we'll see what they actually, you know, kind of like end up doing. It's just this weekend was crazy. You know, I'm sending all my thoughts and prayers and condolences to those families of the victims. It's all senseless. I guarantee you, not a single one of this was deserved ever. You know, none of it was at all necessary. So. I know you guys are hurting right now, and all my love goes to you guys. But yeah, something needs to be done. And I just know that I don't feel like, you know, Durkin made a statement. She said a whole lot of something, but who knows if Durkin's even going to be here long enough to.
Yeah, her time's almost done.
You know, I don't think she's going to be coming back that one.
I think that election's over on the 3rd, right? For the mayor.
Oh shoot! I need to hurry up and get my vote in then. My ballot in.
Well, that's unfortunate, and I'd really love to know what they're actually going to do because it just sounds like we want to do something, but like, what can you actually do about gun violence?
Well, and that's the thing. It's like, you know, everyone they have to start somewhere. You know, rather than just being like, you know, oh, we need to do something, or but what can we do without infringing on our rights and this and that and the other? It's just you have to try something. You got to start somewhere, and people are not necessarily too keen on working with the police right now, so. Maybe they're trying a different option or method, you know?
Well, all the power to them. I hope that they figure it out. But now we're going to shift gears into another hot topic of the week. We're calling it DaBaby is Debonkers, and that's courtesy of Quinta off Twitter. So
I love her.
Recently, the Charlotte native rapper came under fire after a video surfaced of his Rolling Loud performance where he was recorded saying a bunch of really extremely like inflammatory homophobic things. about women, people living with HIV and AIDS, and the LGBTQ community. We have a clip. Take a listen.
You didn't show up today with HIV, AIDS, any of them deadly sexually transmitted diseases that'll make you die in 2-3 weeks. Put a cell phone light in the air. Lady, if your smell like water, put a cell phone light in the air. Fellas.
Lights up.
Fellas, if you ain't sucking in the parking lot, put your cell phone lights in the air.
Let's be real about this.
Yeah, keep it real.
Some of y'all suspect as a motherfucker. Let's be real.
Yeah, so the whole thing's a hot mess.
Everything that he said was ignorant, even down to the comment about women's reproductive parts. All of that was ignorant. None of it was correct.
Yes. So he's been under fire. Dua Lipa has basically disowned him, says she doesn't recognize him.
I'm sorry to this man. I do not know him.
Yeah, many celebrities have spoken out.
He lost his deal with Boohoo Man.
Yes. Elton John also made a few comments, which I wanted to read some of what he said because I think that it's extremely important to kind of back or support that. Like, his comments were extremely ignorant and misinformed. And right now what we don't need is misinformation around stuff like HIV and AIDS. And I just think it's extremely unfortunate. But he posted HIV. This is from Elton John's Instagram. You guys can check it out. His Instagram is literally Elton John, no spaces. HIV misinformation.
Because he is the Elton John.
You know, the one and only. HIV misinformation and homophobia have no place in the music industry. We must break down the stigma around HIV and not spread it. As musicians, it is our job to bring people together. I just thought that it was extremely powerful because he is an advocate and always has been for finding a cure for HIV and AIDS. But in another post that he posted, he made a statement where he said that you can actually live a full and healthy life, healthy life with HIV. There is a pill you can take daily that can actually make your symptoms undetectable. So it's like, I guess really what we're getting at is that DaBaby's sitting here saying, you know, if you didn't come here with HIV or AIDS or something that could kill you in 2 to 3 weeks, that's a lie. Like, that's just like not true at all.
And I remember
it'd kill you quicker.
Yeah, and I do remember that, like, you know, they were saying that his mindset is old and, you know, that's just an outdated. Like, it absolutely is, because when it was first, you know, a raging, it was an epidemic. I don't know. I don't want to use the wrong one.
It was an epidemic.
And, you know, nobody knew what was going on, or really they didn't know much about it and how to control it and get behind it. And that was the mindset at the time, you know, because people were dying really, really quickly, you know. And DaBaby, it's 2021. Like, there's PrEP. There's all this
He
stuff.
also said, like, other STDs and STIs. And I'm like, I don't know any other that kill you in 2 to 3 weeks. Like, I also, in general, so he made a apology, if you could even call it that.
It was not. He doubled down on what he said.
He doubled down on what he said and said, I don't feel sorry for what I said. I will apologize for the HIV and AIDS comment, but everybody else, it is what it is. Go be you and be free. But I'm not apologizing for it. I was like, that's trash. But while I'm like, okay, that's cool, what he said it was just a simple call to action. Like, he was just trying to get the crowd going. He was trying to get them to put their cell phone lights up in the air. Do you know how many positive ways you could have done that without disrespecting people living with HIV and AIDS, women, and the LGBTQ community? Okay?
I really know. You
just basically PO'd a lot of people. A lot of people. I want to say like a large community, but honestly, that's like that could be anybody.
Because we have a lot of allies as well.
Exactly.
LGBTQ,
I mean, like, LGBTQ women. Like, he basically dissed everybody, but he dissed some men. But you know what I'm saying? It just, to me, it was like he could have been like, if you loved this album, or if you've been rocking with me since the first album, put your cell phone lights in the air. But instead, you decided to attack people who really have no control over the things that you pointed out.
And here's the thing, what does that have to do with what happened? Where did that come from, sir?
So, theory, because the plot thickens. Yesterday he dropped a music video.
Oh, that's right.
Titled titled "Giving What It's Supposed to Give,"
Which knows what he was doing.
And in the music video, he is in court and then is sent to jail, to prison, and he's like dressed in the, you know, traditional orange jumpsuit that we see people in prison in, and he says something about AIDS in it, and at the end of it, he has another call to action that says, "Don't fight hate with hate," as well as "My apologies for being me the same way you want the freedom to be you." And the "Don't fight hate with hate" was in rainbow colors. Now, this dropped yesterday, you guys. This is after he made all these ugly homophobic comments.
DaBaby's coming out. He's coming out. And he's preparing for the backlash now, and he's just having a hard time coming to terms with it.
Girl, I think it was a bad publicity is still publicity stunt. Because he needed his name to be trending right before he dropped something, so that literally it would be like DaBaby all week. That's what I see.
I don't want it.
It's just like really a trash dance. It's like, I understand that he is this guy, like he wants to be seen as kind of like the bad guy. Like he's not PC.
Yeah.
He's from the streets. He's got street cred, whatever. He's going to continue to do that. That's who he's going to be. That's fine. But you don't need to be disrespectful either. All of that was so unnecessary, especially for you to drop a song. Like, he could have literally just dropped the music video and rode the waves from his Rolling Loud performance.
A lot of people are saying too that, like, you know, they feel like the only reason why I brought up that thing earlier about him coming out was just because a lot of people are saying that, you know, like, every time something like this like happens, Boozy, T.I., you know, feel the need to like speak up on it, and they're like, you know, are these types of people on the DL, or like why does this bother them
that much?
So much? Yeah, why are they so bothered?
Great transition. So, as she said, T.I. and Boosie both had a lot to say in support of DaBaby, but also took that time to bash Lil Nas X's newest music video, Industry Baby. So, when did he drop that? This weekend? This past weekend?
I think it was like Thursday, Friday, when they usually, do that like stuff.
So as you guys know, lately, Lil Nas X has been very purposeful and intentional with his music and his music videos.
And I love it. I'm here for all of it.
He is out. He is proud. So he released a new music video featuring Jack Harlow. It's called Industry Baby. Honestly, I personally thought that the music video was awesome. The choreography was dope.
Yes.
It gives me like, it gives me Thriller vibes.
Oh,
not in a traditional, like he was a zombie, but like the dance sequence and like from scene to scene kind of dancing all over the place. That's what it was giving. Like, I really loved the choreography and the way it was filmed. There was a lot of bleeped out male nudity.
I know there was like a whole dance scene where they were
in the
dancing.
shower. Yes.
And it was just blurred.
Yes. So everyone is, of course, up in arms because they think it's too much and it makes them uncomfortable.
You want to know what's funny? I'm so sorry, girl. I'm gonna let you finish. I was just gonna
say, before we get into it, let's just give them a clip of the song so that they can hear it.
Okay.
Top, I wanna hear you say, you don't run from nothing, dog. Get your soul. Just tell them that the break is over. Yeah. My track record so clean, they couldn't wait to just bash me. I must be getting too flashy. Y'all shouldn't have let the world gas me. It's too late, cause I'm here to stay, and these girls know that I'm nasty. I sent her back to her boyfriend.
Yes.
I like Jack Harlow. So y'all can add Jack Harlow to my list of white guys that Jazzy's kind of goo gaga for.
But under G-Eazy, right?
No. No. G-Eazy's not on my list. He's fine. Don't get me wrong. He is fine. But no.
G-Eazy got pushed down a few.
Gerald.
Gerald. That's the issue right there. Gerald. I'm just kidding. I'm so sorry to all the Geralds out there.
But back on topic, another theme in this Lil Nas X video was it also took place in prison.
Oh.
Yeah. a lot of people have been making a lot of connections between this and DaBaby's music video. And as soon as he dropped it, they were like, it's giving Industry Baby much.
Oh my
and it
gosh.
is giving Industry Baby. And so now everyone's like, so is he upset with Jack Harlow and Lil Nas X for
Do you
basically
think Lil Nas was taking shots?
video?
Oh. Whoa. Are they part of the same label?
No, I doubt
Okay.
it.
I want to know. Oh my gosh, Shantae. Wow. Look, I'm over here just like.
Girl, I'm like, ooh, connecting all these imaginary dots. They probably don't even connect.
Right.
But I have a feeling. So on Twitter, Lil Nas X and Jack Harlow were like going back and forth before the release of the music video or either after it, because a lot of people were like, ooh, if Jack Harlow had been in that scene with the male dancers where they were all nude, that would have been dope, da 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 da. And then they were just trying to like allude to like them getting together. And Lil Nas X and Jack Harlow were going back and forth, real cute, kind of flirty. And then Rolling Loud happened. And then DaBaby was like, some of y'all are sus. You know, like, and I was like, is he taking shots? But the only reason I feel like he couldn't have been taking shots is because Lil Nas X is not in the closet.
No, everyone knows.
It's very like, no.
If we didn't know after Montero, then you've been under a rock.
So, yeah, there's just a lot going on, but bringing it back to Lil Nas X.
Bringing it back to Lil Nas X. I want to tap into that.
Is everyone so upset?
Thank you. He's literally living his best life as himself and just happens to have this platform and is a musical artist and it's killing the game right now and people are so mad.
Yeah.
And he openly talks about how hard it's been for him to get to this place to where he is. And daily the hate that he's received and how he even hated himself at times.
He used to lie about it. Like he used to be in the closet. People, here's the thing that I find very interesting about society. He is a guy who I'm sure has kind of given that vibe. Like people kind of read that on him. And he said once that like people used to make fun of him and be like, oh, this guy's gay. Oh, he's gotta be gay. Da 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 da, before he had even come out.
Right.
So then he finally comes out and is living his truth after you guys have called him out like, oh, he's got to be gay. There's no way he's straight. Now he's gay. He's out. He's proud. And y'all have a problem with it.
Right.
It's like, pick a struggle. You like, you know, like it doesn't make sense.
No.
So you wanted him to just know he was gay but not be out and proud about it. And like, if you don't like it, don't listen and or watch it. Why are you watching it? I feel like people are so quick. They're like, oh, everybody's talking about this Lil Nas X. Let me go look. And then now let me go hate on it. And I'm like, you brought yourself there. You literally brought yourself there, knowing what you were getting into. And I'm like, I also hate the argument that it's too much, that he's doing too much. You know, like, I don't need to see that. But one thing T.I. brought up that was a really good point, and this was the only good point he brought up, if we have WAP, then we can have Industry Baby and Montero.
Yes. Thank you.
If you guys are not upset about WAP, which everybody was kind of upset about WAP.
Right, I was just going to say that. They kind of were.
But there was a lot of people that really liked WAP also.
I did. I was one of them. Liked it.
You can't have one without the other. And I really think that that's what Lil Nas X is trying to do. It's representation so that it's like not so like taboo when people make this. It's like there's not been representation in the industry from someone like him before. And that's also it's just new. And again, people hate change. Thank you. Yes, I was just going to say, people fear change. They hate change. And that's what really makes them uncomfortable. And I'm one of those people. But also, I love Lil Nas X. I really like this kid.
I do. I was going to say, like, I really do feel like we would be friends, Tay. Like, he's got this same kind of humor that I love. Like, just the sarcasm or just, like, the literal, just like, yep, I'm
also,
gonna feed into all of this.
So and he's a my best friend. Like,
and he's a barb. I can't wait for that collab.
In summation, what I'd love to say to end this Sorry, that was Josie.
Josie's
Have her
acting
in her-
up.
Josie's got her 2 cents. She wants to weigh in.
Yeah, she's been
She
acting
heard-
up.
She heard Barb and was like,
Yeah, like-
yes, Nikki.
Yeah.
I just want to end it with, if you have a problem with Lil Nas X and you think he's a little too much, don't watch him.
Literally.
And let more for us. All
It
right.
costs $0 to mind your own business.
Period. Okay. But before we get into our review of the week, we're going to go ahead and jump into a 2 to 3 minute break. Stay tuned. You're listening to The Way with Jazz and Tay.
Boyfriend with my handprint on her cheek. City talking, we taking notes. Tell him all to keep making posts. Wish he could, but he can't get close. OG so proud of me that he choking up while he making toast. I'm the type that you can't control. Said I would